Hey everybody, my name is Dave Gerbach. Welcome to this masterclass on simplifying your life and reaching your full potential. In this masterclass, I'm going to talk about how you can simplify your life, gain direction, gain more clarity, and reach your full potential. Maybe you feel like right now you could be doing more in your life, and we want to take you from a place where you feel like you're not achieving all that you can or all that you could be to a place where you are living a life of abundance, where you're happy, healthy, and living with vibrance every single day. Or maybe you're in a place where you're achieving a lot of great things, but you don't feel like you're fulfilled with what you're doing, that there's something more that you're meant to do in your life, but you just haven't found it yet. The exercises I'm going to share with you will help you find your true purpose in life and what you're truly passionate about. Then we're going to take action through specific exercises to bring those things into your life. When we simplify our lives, we gain better clarity. So every activity leads us to a place of fulfillment. This is the reason why we want to have a coach in our lives. Les Brown said, "You can't see the picture when you're inside the frame. It's hard to see yourself from within." A great coach will help you see things in yourself that you cannot see, because when you're inside the bottle, you just can't read the label. And that's why you need somebody on the outside. You need a mentor or guide, someone who's willing to hold you accountable to the things that you set up as the activities that will bring you to your true calling in life. The greatest benefit of coaching is the benefit you get by gaining an outside perspective of yourself. So if you're ready, say I'm ready, and let's get started right now. Hello and welcome. I want to start really quick by setting up the intention for this masterclass. This masterclass is going to be an investment of your time, and this is the short version. So I want you to get all that you possibly can out of this session. We live in a world that is overcomplicated. Everything we do is overcomplicating our lives. Complexity creates stress, and stress is the enemy of success, not to mention it's bad for yourself and just the opposite of a good life. My intention is to give you a few concise and easy to execute ideas that will help you simplify your life and gain clarity so you can reach your full potential. Another reason we want to simplify our life is because, contrary to popular belief, when you simplify your life, you do less things and you actually get more done. You get more of the things done that are important to you. That's how you expand your life. That's how you reach your full potential. Here's the basis of all my coaching. I want you to write these 3 words down because they are going to be the premise of everything that we talk about today. They are the 3 essential points of my foundation. The 3 A's: awareness, action, and accountability. The very first thing that coaching does for you is it helps you to gain awareness over the things that you do, why you're doing certain things, and understanding what's important to you. This is an ongoing process. We constantly have to bring awareness to the things that are important to us in life. We live in a changing world, and our needs change. Our lives constantly change, and everything around us changes. That's why awareness of every aspect of our lives is a constant and never-ending process. The second A is action. In order to get anywhere in life or have any idea work for you, we have to take action on it. Everything works if you will work for it. So we have to remember to take consistent action. Today in part 3, we're going to outline action steps for you to achieve what you want in your life. The third A is accountability. We need accountability in our lives. No matter how far I go in life, no matter how much I achieve, I still need someone to hold me accountable. That's why the most successful people in the world still have mentors, guides, friends, no matter how successful they become. People that hold them accountable. We are all human, and we will let ourselves off the hook unless we have someone to keep us accountable. And like I said before, that is one of the main reasons for coaching and life coaching in general, is so that you have someone on the outside to check you for those things that you may not check yourself. And if you want more information after you complete this masterclass regarding accountability, send me a message in the contact page on my website, davidgirrbach.com, and put in the subject line, "Need accountability." And I'd be more than happy to help you out. All right, let's begin to bring awareness to simplifying your life. If you want to simplify your life, if you want to reach your full potential, you need to start saying no. Are you one of those who feels like anytime anybody asks you to do something, it's your obligation and right to say yes? See, I see a lot of people who struggle with this. I know I did, but when I started to gain awareness as to what was really going on, I found that people were asking me to do things more and more because they knew I would say yes. And I think that happens to all of us. W. Clement Stone said, "Have the courage to say no. Have the courage to face the truth. Do the right thing because it is the right thing. These are the magic keys of living your life with integrity." Suzette Hinton says, "Sometimes we need to say no so that we have more time to say yes." And Veronica Tugaliva says, "Sometimes no is the kindest word." Let me share some fundamental truths with you. You have to realize that you only have a finite amount of time. This is why it's so important to say no. If you've clarified your purpose, which I hope you have, you need to know that everything that you do, everything you say yes to, is either bringing you closer to your purpose or pushing you farther away from it. This applies to everything and anything that's important to you. The truth is, when you say yes to something that someone else wants and no to your purpose, you suffer, the thing you put off suffers, and you're probably not going to do your best work, so the person that asked you to do it suffers too. Now, there's a difference between a commitment and saying no to someone's unexpected request. See, if you've made a commitment to someone, that's something you should never say no to. The things that you need to start saying no to are the things that people want to get out of doing, so they spring a request on you. Never feel like you have to give excuses for saying no. Never feel like you have to justify your response. Better leave it simple. Here's what you say: "I have other obligations. so I can't help you. But if something changes, I'll let you know. Practice saying it now. I have other obligations, so I can't help you. But if something changes, I will let you know. See, it feels good, doesn't it? It's guilt-free. Never let someone badger you or try to guilt you for saying no. They don't own you, and they certainly don't have a right to try and control you by making you feel guilty. You have to understand that you are the only one who can take care of you and your obligations. No one else can do your life's work for you. And if that work doesn't get done by you, those who depend on you are forced to suffer. When you change your perspective in that way, it removes all guilt. Here's an example. Obviously, you know that you're the only one that can take care of your physical health. No one else can work out for you. No one else can give you a healthy body. You can't delegate it. You can't pay somebody to do it. Certain things in life have to be done by you and you alone. And your time is finite. You only have so much time. We don't have forever here on this earth. So we have to say no to certain things so we can get priorities of our own done. And those priorities feed the people that work and depend on us. So let me wrap this up by saying, if you want to help someone by saying yes, that's a great way to serve. And if someone has worked hard and remained close to you and helped you, then by all means, it's a beautiful thing to help that person or anyone else that you want to help. So keep that in mind. And remember, a wise man once said, if you want more time, freedom, and energy, start saying no. The second concept we want to bring awareness to that will simplify your life is setting a simple intention for each day. First thing in the morning. John C. Maxwell said, an unintentional life accepts everything and does nothing, while an intentional life embraces only the things that will add to the mission of significance. If you want to live a better life, set an intention at the beginning of each day. Complexity gets up early in the morning. Well, let's face it, complexity stays up all night. So the fact is, complexity is there waiting for you. That's why it's so important to set up your intention for the day before all that complexity starts to abduct your thinking and starts to control your life. Having an intention simplifies your life because you're putting the target right in front of yourself and you know exactly where you're heading. I don't know about you, but I'd rather do 3 big, important, powerfully life-changing things in a day as opposed to 50 little tiny to-dos. Because those little things are what's going to frustrate you and wear you out. Even if you complete all these 50 little tasks, you still won't feel like you've done anything significant. Think about your life right now. How frustrating is it to start a task, then go to another task, then have somebody ask you to do something else, then you get called away to work on another project. Then you try to come back to the first thing. Then you get pulled in another direction and on and on and on. And next thing you know, you haven't finished anything. Have you ever done that before? We all know that feeling. See, Wayne Dyer puts it so simply when he says, our intention creates our reality. That's why we need to set an intention at the beginning of our day. Then we know what we're doing because we have an outline. The third concept we want to bring awareness to is aligning your activities to your purpose. Like I said earlier, if you've discovered your purpose, you need to let all your activities align with bringing you closer to that purpose. This helps you simplify your life because you will see the activities that are not guiding you toward that purpose. The great football coach Vince Lombardi says, "Success demands singleness of purpose." And he's absolutely right. When you develop singleness of purpose, you simplify your life. There's a great book called The Secret of the Ages. And in that book, Robert Collier says, most people do not achieve great things in life because all of their efforts and activities are so spread out among so many different desires that there's no concentration on that one single definiteness of purpose in their life. And that's why most people fail, because they want too many things. We need to align with one purpose. So going back to what I said earlier, 50 little things is going to spread out your focus and attention so wide that you won't be able to go deep on that one thing that you really want. Try to have 3 super important activities every day that align perfectly with your purpose. And stay with me now for our next section, because we are going to start taking action. I'm going to show you specific action steps that you can take to make use of all 3 of these concepts to simplify your life. Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last module in this series, and this is Simplify Your Life, Part 3. We are now taking action. I'm going to share specific action steps that you can take with the 3 concepts that we're bringing awareness to here. And we're going to go in reverse. So if you got pen, paper, that's great. If you got a whiteboard, something to write on, that's also great. However you want to take it down, but make sure you're ready, because we are going to show you value through specific actions that you can take right here, right now, apply it to your life, and actually do something that's going to be worth it, because I want you to get the most out of this video and get the most out of the investment of time that you're making to watch this, okay? So here we go. We're gonna go in reverse now. We're gonna back it up. So the third thing I talked about was aligning to your purpose. And like I said earlier, I hope that you have discovered your purpose. If not, I do have more information for you. In the Unbeatable Mind Academy, we use an exercise called the 3 Ps, which is your purpose, passion, and principles. Very important to at some point do that in your life so you really understand what your purpose is. But for this section, we're not going to get into that. We are going to assume that you already have a purpose that you're trying to reach, okay? So when it comes to aligning all your activities to your purpose, we use a model in the Unbeatable Mind Academy. It's called F.I.T.S. F-I-T-S. And we run everything through this model. We run our goals through it. We run our intentions through it. When I get to the part about saying no, I'm going to show you how to use it there. Very important. The F stands for fit. okay? So when you're aligning to your purpose, your activity, you have to ask yourself, does this activity fit with my purpose? What I'm trying to achieve here? And if it doesn't fit, then you have to consider that that activity is not something you're going to want to do anymore. So let's say that your activity, that your purpose is earning your financial freedom. And you say to yourself, well, I need to wash my car. Does washing your car fit with obtaining financial freedom? And the answer is no. See, someone else could wash your car. You are the only one who can obtain your financial freedom. So that's one example. Take your purpose and plug it into this model. Activities that you're doing throughout the day, do they fit with your purpose? Okay? The second letter, I, importance. The importance when it comes to your purpose. You know, does the activity that you're looking at, does it go along with your purpose? Is it important to the achievement of your purpose? Answer, yes or no. Again, run it through your own purpose and say to yourself, are these activities important? Do they align with my purpose? Okay, third letter, T, timing. Some things are important to your purpose, but the timing is not right. It's not the right time for that. So if you have an activity that aligns with your purpose, but the timing isn't right, you need to reschedule that activity for a different time and place. Maybe there's two other things that you need to achieve first, and then that activity will be important. And then it will be time for you to act on that activity. The fourth letter is simplicity. Just like this course, simplify your life, right? Simplicity. Have you simplified the action to bare bones? You know, you never want to overcomplicate something just for the sake of overcomplication. Like I said earlier, we live in a complicated world. Everything has already been overcomplicated to the point of redundance. There's no way that you can complicate things more. So we want to simplify everything that we do. Why? Because you're going to get it done faster and it's going to lead you to that purpose in your life. So when it comes to aligning to your purpose, you want to ask yourself constantly, have I simplified this as much as I possibly can without compromising any of the factors involved when it comes to achieving my purpose? All right, let's look at the second thing. The second thing I talked about was intention, right? Aligning, setting your intention for the day, right? Every morning, you want to set your intention for the day. Why? Because it gives you a track to run on. You have a track to run on that way, and you know where you're going. And it's so important. Now, you can use the F.I.T.S model, and the same way I just showed you to use it to run your activities that you're aligning to your purpose, you can do that with your intention. But what I do, and what we practice in the Unbeatable Mind coaching, is we use the morning ritual, right? We write down, what are we grateful for? What are we excited about doing that day? We write down our purpose, so we reconnect with it. And we also write down some micro goals for that day, like here's my intentions, here's my goals that I'm looking to achieve in this day. And then we write down the people that we need to connect with, the people we need to serve, things that were, obligations, priorities in regards to connecting with people. That morning ritual is so important. And I would urge you, just for the sake of simplicity in this video, to just make a practice of setting your intention with gratitude. What is 1, 2, or even 3 things that you're grateful for? And writing that down in the morning, and writing it with pen and paper, because it's so important for the neural connection that takes place there as you're writing it down. What are you grateful for on this day? And do that every single morning. Make it a 30-day habit. That's your exercise for this, is to make it a 30-day habit of writing down 1, at a minimum, 2 or 3 things if you possibly can. And go deep. If you're going to do one thing, go very deep on it. Write 3 sentences. Hey, today I am grateful for, whatever it is in your life, and kind of explain why, so you understand that. So you reinforce that connection with yourself. Hey, I'm so grateful for this because, and it will have a profound impact on your life. You'll see all kinds of new things start to arise because you're bringing awareness to that intention, that you're grateful. And you'll see more things that you're grateful for. All right, number 1 thing, the first thing I talked about before was saying no. Learning to say no. Why is this so important to simplifying your life? Saying no. Well, because you can't do everything in the world, right? Just like I used the example earlier about if your goal is obtaining financial freedom, you got no business washing your car, because that can be subbed out to somebody else for a very low cost when your time is valuable and you can't get it back. And you're the only one who can work on your financial freedom. No one else is going to be able to work on that and do that for you. But the car can be done by somebody else, right? So you have to say no to the car so that you can work on your financial freedom. Or any other purpose that you have in your life, for that matter. Exercise. People put off exercise all the time to do other little things, like fold the laundry or clean the house or sweep the floor. But yet, when the health goes down the drain, you have only yourself to look at, and it's very costly at that point. So you need to make health a priority in your life as well if you're not making it a priority already. I know a smart group that's watching this probably has health right up there in the top 1, 2, 3 things of their list. So, but if you're not, bring awareness to it. Where is your health at this point in your life? Saying no is also important because other people will use that to get you to do all kinds of things for them so they can achieve their purpose, so they don't have to do those things. In my own experience, I worked with a company where the day off that they had scheduled for me was a Friday, and they told me I had to take that day off, and I really needed help. And I said, hey, I want to work this extra day. And they told me, no, we're sorry. We can't do that. I said, okay. So I planned other activities to help myself because they were not going to come to my rescue, And I planned other activities on that day, and then about a month later, they said to me, hey, we need you to work on this Friday. We don't have anybody else. And I'm sorry. I told them I'm sorry. I have other obligations. And like I said about saying no, you have to be able to do that guilt-free. I'm sorry, I have other obligations, but if something changes, I will let you know. Just as simple as that. That's the action you need to take. You need to practice saying that. If you're not good at saying it now, you need to continue to practice saying that. Hey, I'm sorry, I have other obligations, but if something changes, I will let you know. And you can do that guilt-free. And, when they told me no, they did it very guilt-free. They're just like, hey, sorry. And so when I told them, now let me just back this up. If you have somebody that you're committed to and you want to do that thing, it is a great way to serve. And you're never saying no just for the sake of saying no. You're saying no because you have another obligation that cannot be put off. Like, let's say a friend asks you to pick them up from the airport. Very good friend. But your son or daughter's birthday party is that day, right at that exact same time. You have to choose the priority because no one else can be that child's father, mother, whatever role you play in that child's life. I mean, hey, call him a cab. Offer to volunteer to get somebody else to go pick him up, if that's the case. But you have to prioritize and then say no to the things that you just can't do, because you have to You have to look at your life and say to yourself, hey, like, you are one person. You can't do everything. The world will load you up with every activity until there is not a single bit of time left for you to do anything for yourself. And the world has no problem with that. You know, marketing offers, ads, people wanting favors, things that they want you to do. And it's not a bad thing. Or I'm not making it a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, you have to realize that your time is finite and you can only do so much. Therefore, certain things you just have to say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Because you're not going to do a good job anyway when you're cramming that many things into your schedule. That's the point of simplifying your life. That's the point of bringing awareness to all these things. That's the point of taking action and holding yourself accountable, is that you're not going to do a good job for other people as well. So when all these people or whatever the activity is that they try to load up on you, you're going to be a stressed out mess from trying to do all these things and then giving yourself guilt because you think that you can't perform. No, you need to say no to certain things in your life. Now, the one thing I have not touched on was accountability. If you remember earlier, my 3 A's of coaching, which is, what are they? What are they? Awareness, all right, action, and accountability. So the third thing, accountability, this is something that you can do very simply, all right? You can use a friend. You can use a mentor. You can use a guide. There's coaches out there. Depending on what you're looking to do, you can find a specialty coach. I myself would be happy to help you out. If you'd like to do a free consultation type of phone call, this is basically a conversation with myself, you can do that. I'm going to post the information on my website where you're watching this video. It'll be below. It'll be, in the contact page. I'm going to have several areas that you can either message me and we can schedule a time when we can have a conversation, or you can do a direct message to me if you're watching this on my Facebook page. A lot of different ways you can get a hold of me, but it's not even necessary that you get a hold of me. You can use a very good friend and tell them how you want them to keep you accountable. Because accountability is important. The most successful people in the world, like I said earlier, most successful people in the world still have accountability partners. A lot of them use coaches. A lot of them use people who are more successful than them. They're learning and they're growing all the time, but they're keeping themselves accountable with all these different people in their lives. They work together in groups, mastermind groups. There's so many different ways that you can exercise accountability in your life, but don't try to go it alone. You need to have a partner. You need to be able to bounce ideas back and forth off someone. So I urge you to take the step of accountability, because it is difficult sometimes. It can be difficult to reach out to someone or ask for help, or maybe share a goal or something that you're working on that you might feel like other people would think you're crazy trying to achieve. It's a good thing. People should think you're crazy and trying to achieve crazy things in your life. It's very important. So if you need more help with this, contact me. If not, contact a friend. Use a family member. Use another successful person in your life that you know. Use someone in your business. Anybody or any mastermind group will be a great start to getting accountability. So I want to leave you with this. Take action on something that we talked about right now. Don't leave this session. Don't let 5, 10, 15 minutes go by so you can get distracted and then not remember. Write down an action, hold yourself accountable to it, bring awareness to it, and get in there and do it. I'm Dave Gerbach. I want to see you succeed, and I want to hear your success story. Please send it to me. My email, everything is on my website. You can get a hold of me. I want to hear your success stories. So remember, break the mold, redefine yourself, and take action.